From the heart of Bavaria, one name has echoed through the halls of football history for over a century: Bayern Munich. But how did a club founded in a Munich pub in 1900 become one of the most dominant forces in world football? Let's kick off and find out. Our story begins with Franz John and a group of rebels who split from their gymnastics club to form their own football team. They named it FC Bayern München. The early years were about finding their feet, building a local reputation. Their first taste of national glory came in 1932, when they won their first German championship, defeating Eintracht Frankfurt. It was a moment of immense pride, but dark clouds were gathering over Germany. The rise of the Nazi regime brought hardship. The club's Jewish president, Kurt Landauer, and its Jewish coach were forced to flee. Bayern, labeled the Jewish club, was sidelined, its progress halted. For years, they struggled in the shadows. After the war, the club had to rebuild from scratch. The 1950s were a tough decade, even facing relegation at one point. But in 1957, they lifted the DFB-Pokal, their first major trophy in 25 years. It was a glimmer of hope, a sign that the sleeping giant was stirring. A pivotal moment came in 1963 with the formation of the Bundesliga. Surprisingly, Bayern wasn't invited to be a founding member. The league chose their local rivals, 1860 Munich, instead. This rejection lit a fire under Bayern. They were determined to prove everyone wrong, and prove them wrong they did. 2 years later, they earned promotion to the top flight. This was the dawn of a golden era built around a legendary trio. First, there was the goalkeeper, Sepp Maier, nicknamed the Cat from Anzing for his incredible reflexes. Then came the elegant sweeper, Franz Beckenbauer, Der Kaiser. His grace and leadership revolutionized the defender's role. And finally, the goal machine himself, Gerd Müller, Der Bomber, whose instinct for finding the net was simply supernatural. Together, with other stars like Paul Breitner and Uli Hoeneß, they formed an unstoppable force. They won their first Bundesliga title in 1969. But that was just the appetizer. The main course was European domination. From 1974 to 1976, Bayern Munich achieved something extraordinary. They won the European Cup 3 times in a row. They defeated Atletico Madrid, then Leeds United, and finally St. Etienne. Beckenbauer, Müller, and Maier weren't just club legends. They were the backbone of the West German national team that won the 1974 World Cup. Bayern wasn't just a German club anymore. They were European royalty. The late 70s and 80s saw a transition. Beckenbauer and Müller departed, but the winning culture remained. Uli Hoeneß, after his playing career was cut short by injury, became the club's general manager at just 27. His business acumen and passionate leadership would shape the club's destiny for decades. He transformed Bayern into a financial powerhouse, ensuring they could compete for the best talent while maintaining financial stability. On the pitch, players like Karl-Heinz Rummenigge carried the torch, leading the team to more Bundesliga titles. The 90s were a bit of a roller coaster. There were successes like the 1996 UEFA Cup win led by legends Lothar Matthäus and Jürgen Klinsmann, but there were also dramatic heartbreaks. Who can forget the 1999 Champions League final in Barcelona? Leading Manchester United 1-0 going into injury time, they somehow conceded 2 goals in a matter of moments. It was a devastating loss, one that would have broken lesser clubs. But this is Bayern. They don't break. They come back stronger, and come back they did. Just 2 years later, in 2001, they were back in the Champions League final. This time against Valencia. It went to a penalty shootout. Goalkeeper Oliver Kahn, the Titan, became the hero, saving 3 penalties to secure the trophy. The ghosts of 1999 were finally banished. The era of Kahn and leaders like Stefan Effenberg cemented Bayern's reputation for mental fortitude, a quality they call Mia San Mia, which means we are who we are. It's an identity of confidence, ambition, and a relentless will to win. The 21st century has seen Bayern reach even greater heights. The opening of the stunning Allianz Arena in 2005 gave them a state-of-the-art home. They continued to dominate the Bundesliga, but the ultimate prize, the Champions League, remained elusive for a while. Then came the 2012-2013 season. Under coach Jupp Heynckes, Bayern played some of the most breathtaking football the world has ever seen. With a core of homegrown heroes like Philipp Lahm, Bastian Schweinsteiger, and Thomas Müller, complemented by world-class talents like Frank Ribery and Arjen Robben, they were untouchable. They steamrolled through the Bundesliga, winning the title with record-breaking speed. They demolished Barcelona 7-0 on aggregate in the Champions League semifinals, a result that sent shockwaves through football. In the final, they faced their German rivals Borussia Dortmund at Wembley. In a tense, dramatic match, it was Arjen Robben who scored a late winner, clinching the Champions League. A week later, they won the DFB-Pokal, completing the first-ever treble in the club's illustrious history. It was the pinnacle of their success, but they weren't done. The Mia Sen Mia philosophy means you never rest on your laurels. They continued to evolve, with Pep Guardiola bringing his tactical genius to the club, followed by a series of top coaches. And in the strange, pandemic-affected season of 2019-2020, they did it again. Under coach Hansi Flick, with the unstoppable Robert Lewandowski leading the line, Bayern Munich won their second treble. They won every single game in their Champions League campaign. A perfect run, capped off by a victory over Paris Saint-Germain in the final. This incredible feat cemented their status as one of the greatest club sides of all time. From a small group of rebels in 1900 to a global sporting giant, the story of Bayern Munich is one of resilience, ambition, and an insatiable hunger for victory. They've faced political turmoil, financial hardship, and heartbreaking defeats, but have always emerged stronger. They are a symbol of German efficiency and Bavarian pride, a club built on a foundation of legendary players, visionary management, and an unwavering belief in themselves. They are more than just a football club. They are a dynasty. Thanks for watching our journey through the history of FC Bayern Munich. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss another story from the world of football. See you in the next one.